So we will work on the second example. This is a change not in the structure of the data, but in the level of details in one column. In this case, is the order. This column, order date. Okay, so uh, in the first round, they actually mm, the company, the client company, they just provide the order date in monthly, meaning that every month will each customer and each product will have one code, and that's it. I think the order date will have to remove in this case, because it doesn't change so much on if you change the date from the month to the day. But then assuming that they keep in the same order, and then they keep adding the order code, we use the order code in the date level, and then uh, how can you uh, update the data or update your analytical view. So this is the case in which you have to deal with big data. So you have to deal with big data. Okay. So that's the first thing. Now, how big? Let me compute the numbers in here. So assuming that you have actually, I don't need the numbers in here. You have about the 300 order per day, for example, and then you have uh, uh, 365 days per year, and then you have mm, the 3 years in the history, and then you have the 10 stores, for example. Okay, so you have 10 store. So that's how big the number of orders can be in this case. And then we go back in here, and then let us see how much we can obtain in this case. Okay, so it's about 3.28 million orders per. It's about 3. We don't count the number of product and order yet. It just the number of stores, and then over the 3 years. If one person order different things, then we have to multiply the number of product. But assuming that we have this one only, and then we have 3.28 million rows. In this case, almost like orders. So we assume that each order in one row, but then assuming one order per row. Okay, but then it will get bigger when you have a lot of data. Okay, so this what does it mean after this computation? So if you do this computation, then you need to shift already. So this one is a shift. Your Excel to Power BI and Outlook. So depends. I mean, outreach is very good in millions. Power BI sometime, but mostly Power BI will be very slow because it have to update all the views at the same time in 1 million rows. So it will be very slow. So outreach is my suggestion in millions. Mm, so you need to shift, and then as a result, you have to shift your referential skill into your relational skill. So in this case is called paradigm shifting. Which is a big, very big shift. Why? Because in Excel you can actually use you refer one cell to the other cell. So you maybe you click on total by Singapore and total by Malaysia, and then you sum them all together. You have the group total. So that's how referential or reference work. Um, you just click and click and click and click to get the grand total from the group total. But then in Power BI and in Outlook, it doesn't work like that anymore. And then to be honest, you don't have uh, to drag the formula in Outlook and Power BI. You write one formula for all the group and all the scales at the same time. So it's very consistent in terms of formula, one thing for all. You don't have to drag, and as a result, you drag halfway and then you stop, and then your total will not die most of the time. But then Outreach and Power BI, it doesn't happen like that. But then you have to think in a different paradigms. So you have to shift your computing paradigm, and you cannot use the referential tricks anymore. You have to use relational tricks instead. Okay, so that's a big shift if you don't have any relational skills before, and then this is very painful actually. The second thing is now you have the daily data already, so daily view will come in, daily analysis, or also known as the quality of daily earnings will come into the play. So let me give you some example of the daily earning. So for example, the Monday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday analysis will come into play. So you can answer the question if the Sunday any pattern, any shopping pattern on Saturday and Sunday versus Monday to Friday. Okay, this is the first thing you look at the pattern, and if you see like, oh, basically on Saturday and Sunday we don't have enough staff, and then we have a lot of purchase, then maybe you increase the price a little bit, and then in the Monday and Friday, because the purchase is very low, so you discount a little bit a price in order to gain more volume. So something like that. But actually, for the operational side, we can talk about that later. But from the analytical side, you have to produce the number first to see if there is a big difference between Saturday and Sunday and Monday and Friday. And then, the second one is the arrival uh, queue of 24/7. So basically, if you go the online ordering, then you may have 24/7. But most of the business they will operate only on the peak hours. So for example, if you do restaurant and then it becomes like on uh, lunch and dinner, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You have the 3 hours mainly to get orders, and the rest of the day you have to do other works. So this one is any shopping patterns on the peak hours, and also you have like um, per hour or hourly earning parameters. Okay, so if the target provide you only the monthly data, and then the whole chunk here is gone, so you have no advantage on these numbers because the data is just a monthly number. Okay, so this one you can ignore in the period round, but in this round, just because they convert everything from the monthly to daily, and then the whole chunk here appear in your view. Okay, so you can break this one down by region, and then by product and by customer as well, because you have mm, the breakdown by customer here already. Okay, so all the daily okay, so this one daily breakdown. Okay, so this one, because you have the product code, which turn into like name and format as well, so you can turn into the another like product size, product color, product flavor. So you will know if you have the you look into the data and you have many values, and then you see customer, uh, you will have the B B2C and B2B, and then you know this one is the credit card customer, or you pay by cash, or maybe the combination of both, and then the country, and then other thing as well. So basically, this is the breakdown. So you have to start with one level. Maybe in here you can start with the overall level, and then in here you have to break it down in order to make sure that you understand the local problem. So for example, the customer in the Indonesia, they have the longer hours. They spend more hours to and after 8 p.m. and when in Singapore they spend more time in the morning, like 7 p.m. So we don't know until we break it down into these parameters, then we know. But in here you only can look at the overall company level. Okay, so that's the next thing we can do. Just turn into the uh, big data. So this one is not for uh, this one is not for analytics, but this one is more about computational, to make it faster. Okay, so if you try to use alternatively to Excel and CSV, if you try to use Excel and CSV, and then for the storage or the intermediate result, then it will be very slow. Okay, so normally if you inside Outreach, you can use YXDB core to store the intermediate. So you only input, only export to Excel or CSV with the final output for client, for Power BI, for Spotfire or other analytic and other. So because the YXDB core file format here is only available in Outreach, and then if you save the intermediate and then click the you if you export this one to Atrix user, then they can read, but then to client and to Power BI, then they cannot read. So eventually you have to export. But for intermediate, you make it faster by exporting. And the second one is the rank separate, the tagging, and then the ranking in the different processes. Okay, so for example, so most of the time, for example, if you want to rank the customer, or you want to measure the lifetime of the customer, then you need to do one time, one in one process, in one process, and one time only for ranking. Okay, but then the tagging in the in one ranking and then one tagging process, you will merge the ranked customer together in back to the POS data. Okay, so there are two of them. So for the tagging process, maybe you have to do many times. So you have to tag the customer, you have to tag the country, you have to tag the product. There are many taggings or many VLOOKUP, and then you have to do in the process. But for the ranking, you only need to do one time, and then this one uh, is it save you a lot of time. It's just by you do ranking one time only. So in here you have the customer and you rank one time. We have the best customer already done. Then that's it. We can disable the process. Same thing with the product. One time then done. Country also same thing. So everything in terms of ranking you do one time only, and then later you can use the intermediate file, and then you can you save a lot of time. So this one is normally can be done. Actually is called the manual catching. If you do computational catching, is not something fancy in the computational world, but then in the accounting world, then we don't use the trick a lot of time, and then we don't save time. So this one is called the manual catching. Uh, so it will save you a lot of time. So yeah, so that's there are more things you can investigate, but then I just show you just in this is not Outreach and Power BI in action or in technical details, but even when you change in the from the daily level to the monthly level to the daily level, and then you have to think a lot already, and then you have to work a lot in order to save your hours, and then also you have new views and then new work. It is just because you don't change the structure, but then you change the time scale. Okay, so in this case, structure the same structure of the input POS data. Okay, so after this, after the doing the analysis, about 15 to 30 minutes conceptual analysis, and then you have to design with the data analytic team, the Power BI and Outreach and Tableau team, to implement the solution. So how to produce the daily how to the daily analysis, and how to break the daily down into the regional or local, and then how to prepare the ranking basis ranking tables, and then to save your analytical time, the computational time.